The AR-15, weapon of choice among many mass shooters, and one the ATF would like to keep out of the hands of criminals. But doing so could become much more difficult based on what this former agent has to say.
Every time this comes up, it's like, kill the messenger. I didn't write any of this.
Dan O'Kelly was an agent for 23 years, a top gun expert and an instructor at the ATF Academy. He says he told agency officials 2 decades ago about this major issue. The law that regulates firearms in the United States does not apply to a key component of most guns on the market.
It just wasn't written as it should have been. If they wanted to regulate an item that was a part of any gun on the market, it's a problem that ATF needs to fix so that it covers the items that they want to control.
The problem O'Kelly is talking about lies with how existing law breaks down what makes a firearm a firearm.
This is the part that ATF considers a firearm. It only contains 2 of the elements that are called for in the definition.
He says the piece called the lower receiver on many guns, including the AR-15, does not fit the definition of what is regulated under the law.
The definition calls for 4 elements. The AR lower has 2, so every time I'm asked to testify about that in court, I tell the truth. It has 2 of these elements. So therefore, since it's missing half of them, it doesn't qualify. It's nothing under the law. So I've referred to it as laughingly a lampshade or a paperweight.
To federal prosecutors, O'Kelly's take is no laughing matter. They say adopting it would seriously undermine the ATF's ability to trace and regulate firearms nationwide and create a market where even convicted felons could legally purchase an AR-15 and many other weapons piece by piece. We're talking about one of the most popular and demonized guns in America, the weapon of choice in various mass shootings, Sandy Hook, Vegas, Parkland, the Texas church shooting. I mean, how is it that this key component is not regulated?
Well, this definition that ATF adopted 50 years ago is either ill-conceived or it needs to be updated because it just doesn't describe the item that we're talking about.
When he was an instructor at the ATF Academy, O'Kelly said he voiced these very concerns, but they were not so well received.
I was told by someone from headquarters that this is the way it's going to be. End of story.
Since leaving the ATF, though, his view has been gaining traction. In December, a federal judge in Ohio agreed with O'Kelly, now a paid expert witness, and dismissed criminal charges against 2 men charged in connection with AR-15 lower receivers. ATF said in a statement to CNN that it was reviewing that case and others involving the issue and would have no further comment until that review is complete. The agency also declined to discuss O'Kelly's testimony as an expert witness. O'Kelly says his opinion, or his willingness to express it, is not popular among some of his former colleagues at the ATF.
I hear about what they're saying and, I'm the bad guy. I didn't write any of this. When I'm asked to testify in court, I take an oath to tell the truth, and I have. If they have a problem with someone telling the truth, who's the bad guy?